In the tough neighborhoods of Brazil and the wild Amazon rainforest, one man started with very little but eventually became the middleweight and now light heavyweight champion. How did he manage to accomplish this remarkable feat? Today, we delve into the journey of one of MMA's latest and greatest, Alex Poatan Pereira, and as you'll soon realize, it was a path marked by challenges. He faced setbacks throughout it all, but always found a way to rise again. Early life and kickboxing. Pereira's early life was in a tough neighborhood, and he left school at just 12 to work in a tire shop. His co-workers influenced him negatively, leading to alcoholism. To overcome this, he turned to kickboxing training in 2009, which changed his life forever. In 2012, Pereira had his first professional kickboxing fight at Jungle Fight 37, where he defeated Clay Silva via a unanimous decision. He had a successful kickboxing career, winning titles like the Glory Middleweight and Light Heavyweight Championships. He was also the first fighter to hold two weight class titles simultaneously in Glory. He faced Israel Adesanya twice and won both times. However, he eventually shifted his focus to MMA. Pereira entered professional mixed martial arts in 2015 at Jungle Fight 82 against Quamel Otoni, losing the fight by submission. Despite this initial setback, Pereira bounced back with 3 consecutive wins, catching the attention of Dana White and earning a spot in the UFC, setting the stage for even greater opportunities in his career. Journey to the title. Alex Pereira vs. Andreas Michailidis, 11th June 2021. There was a lot of excitement surrounding Pereira's UFC debut, especially because he'd previously defeated Adesanya in kickboxing matches. His first appearance in front of UFC fans lived up to the hype and hinted at his promising future. In the initial round, Pereira found himself in a primarily defensive position. Michailidis pressed forward, aiming for takedowns and effectively controlling Pereira along the cage. Although there were occasional moments of respite, Pereira struggled to initiate his striking offense. However, the dynamics of the fight swiftly transformed in the second round. Mere seconds into the round, Pereira leaped into the air, delivering a flying knee that struck Michailidis and sent him crashing to the canvas. Pereira then followed up with a series of ground and pound strikes, ultimately concluding the fight and sending a resounding message in his UFC debut. Alex Pereira vs. Bruno Silva, 3rd of December 2022. Many didn't anticipate Pereira and Silva going the distance, especially given Pereira's previous streak of 6 consecutive stoppage wins. Nevertheless, even in the 3-round contest, Pereira demonstrated his dominance once again. During the first round, Silva and Pereira engaged in a series of exchanges, with Silva managing to secure a takedown midway through the round. However, Pereira swiftly regained his footing. The second round followed a similar pattern, with Pereira displaying superior technique through impactful punches that left Silva unsteady and on the brink of defeat before the round ended. Pereira ultimately secured the win via unanimous decision, with all judges scoring at 30-27 in his favor. Alex Pereira vs. Sean Strickland, 7th of February 2022. Pereira had a straightforward victory when he knocked out Sean Strickland just 2 minutes and 36 seconds into the opening round. Before the fight, Strickland held a top 5 ranking, whereas Pereira was unranked, making it a high-risk, high-reward matchup. Right from the beginning, Strickland applied pressure, using his jab and forcing Pereira to retreat. Pereira managed to land his strikes when he had the chance to plant his feet and counter Sean's advances. Strickland persisted in moving forward, but Pereira seized the opportunity with a beautifully executed left hook that brought Sean to the canvas. As Strickland attempted to rise, Alex connected with 2 successive right hands, ultimately sealing Strickland's fate. Pereira's first round knockout and his 3rd consecutive octagon victory positioned him for a potential title shot against Adesanya. Alex Pereira vs. Israel Adesanya. Almost precisely 1 year following his UFC debut, Pereira achieved the coveted title of middleweight champion. During their intense clash, both fighters landed powerful blows. Pereira managed to endure the first round, narrowly surviving until the bell rescued him. Adesanya appeared to be in control, methodically dismantling his opponent. Pereira's exhaustion seemed like it might be his downfall, but his unwavering determination and desire shone through as he entered the 5th round. Although he was behind on the scorecards, the Brazilian remained undeterred in his pursuit of the championship. Demonstrating his formidable power, Pereira relentlessly pressed forward, eventually pinning Adesanya against the fence. A single jab rattled Adesanya, prompting the challenger to continue his relentless assault. With 3 minutes remaining in the fight, the referee had no choice but to halt the contest. This victory set the stage for a highly anticipated rematch, with Adesanya seeking to reclaim his title at UFC 287 in Miami. The rematch against Adesanya. Having previously endured 3 losses at the hands of Pereira, twice in kickboxing and once in MMA, Adesanya entered this bout carrying the weight of high expectations. However, Adesanya didn't merely overcome his past, he decisively conquered it. Initially, Pereira held the advantage, pressing Adesanya against the cage and unleashing a rapid series of combinations. Nevertheless, Adesanya had a strategic card up his sleeve. He cleverly simulated vulnerability, only to unleash a thunderous right-hand strike that left Pereira staggered. With swiftness, he followed up with another potent right and a left hook that sent Pereira tumbling to the mat. Adesanya sealed the victory with a hammer fist, prompting the referee to intervene as Pereira lay unconscious. The defeat was particularly bitter for Pereira, given his undefeated record against Adesanya before this encounter. However, he refused to let this setback deter him, quickly moving up a weight division and setting his sights on the light heavyweight championship. Pereira versus Blachowicz. In the first round, Blachowicz took a dominant stance by aggressively bringing Pereira to the mat and relentlessly working on securing a rear naked choke. He maintained control and continually posed a threat with his submission attempts. Transitioning into the second round, Pereira effectively utilized his jab to keep Blachowicz at a distance, regaining his composure after a challenging first round. Pereira began connecting with low leg kicks and countered Blachowicz, who was displaying signs of fatigue. Pereira persisted with his offensive strategy, targeting Blachowicz's body and head with precise strikes. As they entered the final round, Pereira's striking looked sharper and more effective, while Blachowicz visibly showed signs of weariness. Despite Blachowicz's attempts to stage a comeback, Pereira maintained control, carefully selecting his strikes and landing them with greater frequency. With only a minute and a half left in the fight, Pereira landed a significant punch that snapped Blachowicz's head back. Although Blachowicz tried to execute a takedown, Pereira defended it skillfully. Ultimately, Blachowicz succeeded in taking Pereira to the canvas but couldn't capitalize on the position. Upon revealing the judges' scorecards, Pereira emerged victorious with a split decision. 2 judges scored it 29-28 in his favor, while 1 judge favored Blachowicz with a 29-28 score. After the bout, Pereira expressed his intent to pursue the UFC light heavyweight title and hinted at a possible rematch with UFC middleweight champion Israel Adesanya, with whom he has a history of fights. What's next for Pereira? Over the past year, the UFC Light Heavyweight Championship has changed hands twice. The most recent change occurred in December 2022 when Prochazka had to relinquish the title due to a severe shoulder injury sustained during training. UFC President Dana White has now revealed that the vacant light heavyweight title will be up for grabs at UFC 295 in November. The matchup will feature former title holder GZ Prochazka facing off against former middleweight champion Pereira. Prochazka initially secured the title in June 2022 with a last-minute submission victory over Glover Teixeira. Unfortunately, he suffered a serious right shoulder injury during the fight, leading to his decision to vacate the title rather than hold up the division. This sets a new challenge for Pereira, but the question is, can anything really stand in his way? With that said, thank you for watching and we'll see you guys in the next video. Don't forget to hit that like and subscribe button if you enjoyed it. Until next time.